Mikel Arteta has spent the last few years turning Arsenal into a Premier League titan. The defense is ironclad, the midfield dictates play, and the overall squad depth is excellent. But look closely at the attacking line, and there is still an agonizingly clear space waiting for a definitive, elite forward to finish the rebuild. Arteta has been highly meticulous with his squad construction. He isn't looking for a rotational placeholder or a developmental project. He is actively hunting for a proven, world-class attacker who can immediately slot into the starting 11 and produce consistently. That hunt has created an explosion of noise across the football world over the last few days. The primary target, emerging from the rumor mill, is none other than Julián Álvarez. As a World Cup winner who played a critical role in Argentina's success, Alvarez carries a premier global pedigree. He brings the exact type of relentless winning mentality that elite European clubs demand. Bringing a player of that caliber to North London requires serious leverage, and reports indicate a massive 9-figure transfer fee, specifically €100 million, is currently on the table. A €100 million move for a proven winner like Alvarez goes well beyond standard summer recruitment. Executing a raid of this scale would represent the single most expensive piece of business in the club's history, aimed specifically at bridging the final gap between Arsenal and the Champions League elite. Arsenal's willingness to commit €100 million comes down to precise tactical alignment. Alvarez is engineered for Arteta's high-pressing system, combining intense defensive work rate from the front with elite finishing. Look at this diagram showing his tactical heat zones. It shows how his off-the-ball movement allows him to seamlessly operate as a primary striker, a second striker, or even off the left wing. Plus, his time at Manchester City means he already understands the intense physical demands of the Premier League. But tactics are only half the story. There is a secret insider advantage driving this pursuit, commonly referred to as a director link. Arsenal's sporting director, Andrea Berta, possesses deep pre-existing ties to Atletico Madrid. In fact, Berta was directly involved in bringing Alvarez to Spain in the first place. Because of those strong connections, this bid is not a sudden panic buy. It is the result of a calculated, months-long tracking operation where Arsenal has been quietly monitoring his availability. Writing a massive check is easy, but spending correctly is the hallmark of a successful club. Arsenal's massive bid is a highly calculated administrative strategy designed to secure the exact tactical profile Arteta needs. The problem for Arsenal is over in Madrid. Atletico holds the player's contract, and they are fiercely opposed to letting him leave for a rival league. Manager Diego Simeone has a notoriously stubborn stance when it comes to his key attackers, and he is highly protective of Alvarez. Atletico has built their entire long-term sporting strategy around Alvarez. In their eyes, his role is the specific identity they want for the club's next decade. This creates intense financial friction. Atletico refuses to be bullied into offering a discount, strictly enforcing that €100 million valuation wall to ward off potential buyers. This leaves Arsenal's enormous financial power completely deadlocked against Madrid's institutional stubbornness. What could have been a straightforward purchase has devolved into a tense war of attrition. And just to complicate matters further, a final, disruptive entity has entered the fray: FC Barcelona. Barcelona holds immense historic prestige and the appeal of the Spanish coast, but they distinctively lack the upfront €100 million cash reserves that a Premier League giant like Arsenal can comfortably offer. However, the ultimate deciding factor here is the player's own personal agency. Multiple reports indicate Alvarez actually prefers to remain in Spain. This diagram illustrates the central problem for Arsenal. If Alvarez values the lifestyle and culture of La Liga over a move to England, all the massive Premier League financial firepower in the world becomes completely useless. This leaves three distinct forces pulling in different directions: Arsenal's liquid cash, Atletico's contractual leverage, and Barcelona's cultural appeal. The coming weeks will reveal which force is stronger. Will the sheer financial gravity of the Premier League successfully pull Julián Álvarez to London, or will traditional Spanish prestige keep him right where he is?